Day one of the Arizona Cardinals 2025 training camp is officially underway. Today we're going to be diving into all the big storylines heading into day one. We're also going to be diving into some news that might not make you happy. But let's go and get you caught up with everything Arizona Cardinals. Let's get started. What's going on? Welcome everybody into another video. Definitely do me a huge favor, smack up that like button and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. On this channel, we're covering the Arizona Cardinals news, breaking news, conversational pieces, everything surrounding your favorite team. So subscribe it up. It's absolutely for free. We are also on the road to 17K. Make sure you go ahead and hit that red button down there. It's absolutely for free. No cost to you at all, and it helps me out a ton. So I absolutely appreciate you guys. Let's go and dive right into it, ladies and gentlemen. We got some pretty, I guess, heartbreaking news, I guess, is the best way to describe it. But I don't know. I'm feeling a little numb these days. But let's go and get started here. We got Jonathan Gannon speaking on a presser earlier this morning, and he kind of just dropped a bombshell on a lot of Arizona Cardinal fans, and that's what we're going to get started here.
Full injury notes for you guys. Bilal won't be out there, coming back from the neck still. BJ won't be out there, coming back from the knee. And a new one that popped up was Walter hurt his calf. Training, so he's going to miss some time, and all three of them are doing everything they can to get back on the field.
Per this post that I posted here, Jonathan Gannon came out and told us that there's three big key injuries that are happening before the start of the 2025 training camp. One of them being Bilal Nichols dealing with a neck injury. Now, I know some Cardinal fans out there that believe he can potentially be a surprise cut heading into the final 53-man roster cutdown, but this is a guy that can very well use the reps and potentially fight for a spot in his final 53, so it's very unfortunate heading into the start of the training camp in 2025. You also got BJ Ojulari dealing with a knee injury. Now, I've already seen a lot of remarks out there by Cardinal fans saying BJ Ojulari is a bust. I'm not going to go out there and say that. Definitely, I think he's dealing with the same injury. I don't think he re-aggravated or anything like that. I think he's dealing with that same injury, but obviously different people take, a certain, it's different for everybody, right? Everybody heals differently. So I think it's maybe more of a precautionary reason in terms of why BJ Ojulari is not practicing in the beginning of day one of 2025 training camp for the Arizona Cardinals. That might be my, fool's gold, my optimism here, but I'm going to try to look at this as positive as I possibly can, but seeing him on the did not practice in day one definitely kind of makes me a little worried. I'm not going to lie to you. And this is the one that absolutely hurts, that bottom one. Walter Nolen, 16th overall pick, first round pick in the 2025 NFL draft for the Arizona Cardinals, is also a part of the three that did not practice in day one of 2025 training camp. Now, we did get a little bit of insight as to what exactly is going on. He said, and I'm talking about Jonathan Gannon, he came out and said that he's dealing with a calf injury. Now, I'm a little worried. I'm not going to lie to you, because Darius Robinson has been dealing with a calf injury when he was a rookie as well, and that kind of lingered. He re-aggravated it, and it just kind of seemed like one of those things that his rookie year kind of, there was a bone, right? There was a wrench thrown into his rookie year, and you only saw him in a small sample size. I don't want to see that with Walter Nolen. I don't want to see back-to-back, defensive linemen having the same injuries. And I'm not going to lie to you, this is not confirmed or anything like that, but some people truly believe that Darius Robinson was dealing with more of an Achilles injury than he was a calf injury. But obviously, now he's fully healthy. But seeing Walter Nolen on this list that, did not practice is very, very disheartening. I'm not going to lie to you. Now, I did see a little earlier, and I kid you not, this was probably about 2 or 3 minutes ago, I ended up seeing a report here by Darren Urban, the writer for the Arizona Cardinals. He ended up confirming that not only are they not practicing today, all three of these guys, but they're landing themselves on the PUP list. Yeah, they're landing themselves on the PUP list, and that's Walter Nolen, BJ Ojulari, as well as Bilal Nichols. Really wanted to see what this young kid can do for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, there's still a little hope here for Walter Nolen to be, active in week one of, the regular season, but we probably might not see him in preseason, because guess what? There was some follow-up questions to Jonathan Gannon about, is this kind of the same injury that Darius Robinson dealt with?
Just Walter Nolen's injury.
They're all different, but he's going to miss some time. Really don't like to compare injuries. He hurt his calf, a little bit different injury, and they're obviously different people. So he's working hard to get back.
Jonathan Gannon came out and said, obviously, they're different people. They heal differently. And then somebody else also asked, is this going to, be a bigger issue than you're anticipating? It's very, very hush hush right now when it comes down to Walter Nolen. But the only thing that we truly, really know is that he ended up getting this injury during practice, like during football practice, which is very, very, this almost feels like deja vu. It really does. It almost feels like deja vu. This truly does hurt. As an Arizona Cardinal fan that had a lot of high hopes for Walter Nolen and hopefully being able to stay healthy. Now, what would really make me kind of, I guess, more, concerned is that if he's still on the pup list leaving the final 53-man roster cut down, if he's in the 53-man roster cut down and he's still on the pup list, then he's got to miss 4 weeks. Now, like I said, he can be activated. If he gets activated before, the 53-man roster cut down, then he can be active in week 1. So that's going to be something that we're really, really going to be focusing down on, is what happens with Walter Nolen within these next few weeks, heading into obviously preseason, also heading into, the 53-man roster cut down, and of course the regular season. But now this makes a lot more sense, right? I ended up seeing this acquisition here for the Arizona Cardinals not too long ago, but the Cardinals ended up signing a defensive lineman that plays the same position of Walter Nolen, former UFL player in Keon Bars, and a lot of people seem to have a lot of high praise for him. But man, I'm not gonna lie to you, this really does hurt, seeing the Arizona Cardinals dealing with another rookie that could potentially, miss some time heading into the regular season. But as of right now, TBD, and that's the way that Jonathan Gannon is treating this as well. It's going to be a TBD, basis. So we'll have to kind of wait and see how that shakes out. But let's also dive into something that's very fascinating that we ended up hearing from Jonathan Gannon. Now, a lot of people are very concerned with this offense for the Arizona Cardinals. I'm kind of one of those guys as well, but I'm putting all my full trust and faith in the idea that they know what they're doing. They got all the weapons they need to compete. We're hearing Jonathan Gannon say all the right things. It seems like a open, competition amongst a lot of different positions on this team is up for grabs, at least per Jonathan Gannon. And I love it, right? Competition brings the best out of everybody. So I love that mindset. But Jonathan Gannon also talked about the idea of the offense being different. Like, that's crazy, right? But obviously, I don't think it's going to be completely burn it down different. Now, of course, quoting Jonathan Gannon, he came out and said, tore it down and built it back up, right? To kind of quote Jonathan Gannon. But it's going to be one of those things that I feel like we got a basis of what this offense is. I would be surprised if we're not seeing 65% run, right, with James Conner. I would be very, very shocked and surprised. Now, things can change, right? We know that Drew Petzing came from a very, very run-heavy offense in Cleveland. Can that translate into year 3? I mean, potentially, right? Now, everybody has to adjust to year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, if you make it that long. Everybody's got to adjust to, obviously, win games. That's the most important thing here. We adjust to try to win more games in the NFL. And if we do see something kind of elevate and evolve into something beautiful, like the passing game getting a lot better, that would be absolutely amazing. Because, one thing that we've all kind of knocked on was that, the offense kind of held back this Arizona Cardinals in 2024. In 2025, everybody's saying the exact right things to go into 2025 to give you a level of optimism, right? The faith in Kyler. We have Trey McBride talking really glowing remarks about Kyler. Marvin Harrison Jr. bulking up, putting a lot of muscle, and hopefully going to help him with those contested catches. So everything kind of seems to be on the up and up for the Arizona Cardinals offense. But hearing Jonathan Gannon come out and says that they tore it down and built it back up, kind of exciting. But I don't think it's like truly ripped it down and built it back up. They probably, are adding more plays and evolving the offense, which at the end of the day, everything needs to be evolved, right? Every single year needs to be evolved. So it's not really a shock that we heard Jonathan Gannon come out and say this, but it's really cool. It's really cool that that's addressed, because what we're looking for right now as an Arizona Cardinal fan base slash an organization and expectations is consistency. We want to see some consistency with this Arizona Cardinals offense, and that's Marv and Kyler. That's play calling. That's going to be this offense as a whole to make us look better, right? On Sundays, Thursdays, and Mondays. We've had an absolute facelift, an upgrade on the defensive side of the ball. On paper, there should be absolutely no reason why the Arizona Cardinals should not win more than 2 or 3 more games with this upgraded defense that the Arizona Cardinals have going into year 3 of Jonathan Gannon's regime, right? There's absolutely no reason. The offense is where I'm a little worried there, but like I said, I'm willing to put all my faith and confidence in what they got going on. Of course, right now at training camp, everybody's excited. Everybody's got faith. Everybody's got a level of optimism about their team potentially winning the Lombardi. To be honest, I just want to hit the playoffs. I just want to have double-digit wins and hit the playoffs at the end of the day. But ladies and gentlemen, what are your overall thoughts about all these updates that we ended up hearing today? The injury news, the potential evolving of the Arizona Cardinals offense. Let me know in the comments below. I appreciate y'all for tuning in as always. Have a great rest of your day and go Cardinals.